What's up?
Hey,
What's
hey,
up?
hey.
What's
Baby
up?
Grilling.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's the cookout. We grilling, baby. The Keto Cookout is grilling.
We grilling, baby.
We grilling, baby.
Welcome, everybody, all over the world.
Yeah.
And, excited to be here for another great show.
Amen.
I am
Amen.
so excited.
Well,
I'm excited for a question time.
Oh, you got
I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, sponsored by ChatGPT.
Right.
Yeah.
If these questions suck, I'm going to throw them out and ask something weird myself.
I want you to ask me a surprise question at the end.
Okay, we'll do.
Nice.
There you go. Okay,
So,
you know how we do
scurvy
it.
check time, right?
Yep.
Adam, you scurvy dog. Do you have scurvy?
You scurvy dog. You scurvy
Yeah.
dog.
I do not.
Oh, that's good news. And
Yes.
and Russ, do you have scurvy?
Nope.
No.
Scurvy
glad you
free as far as
survived.
I know.
I'm glad
Oh,
you
yeah?
survived another week. I don't.
You don't?
do
All right.
not.
Rock and roll.
I do
How about everybody in the
not.
comments? Does everybody in the comments have scurvy?
Does
If you
anyone
do,
have
I'm very
scurvy?
sorry that you do.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a carnivore if you do. Carnivore diet is the cure
Mm-hmm.
It
for
is.
scurvy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
The
made it.
carnivore diet is the cure.
That's right.
Awesome.
All right, it's time for our
Time for the carb check.
It's time for the carb check.
Time for
So-
Adam to lie.
I'll go first.
Okay,
Yeah,
Adam, you go
this segment-
first.
Yeah. This-
0.
this
Wow!
Yeah,
You
this
are
segment
awesome.
is brought to you by Adam the Liar.
This is very funny. Scott
Yeah.
doesn't have scurvy, but he's still curvy.
He's
I'm
still
curvy
curvy.
also.
Nice, Scott.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
Hey.
curvy also, but
Well,
less
you know,
curved. I'm less curved like a beach ball these days.
Yeah.
Incredible
So,
shrinking woman. Russ?
Yeah.
So you got no elaborate story to tell this week about how you had to save the world and eat a donut to save the world or anything like that?
Right. Not this week, but stay tuned for
No
next
cough
week.
drops. No cough drops.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's done everything possible to make an excuse for eating something.
I don't even know how I got to today. The last week was is a blur, so I have no idea how I got to today.
Dang.
But stay tuned for next week.
Stay tuned.
Be
for
like
next.
me, man. Be like me and own it. Just own it. Let's don't try to. Although I do have a little bit of a story this week myself.
You do?
Go ahead,
Oh,
Ollie.
boy.
Hey, go ahead, Ollie. Can you beat 0?
I can beat 0. So I had one bite of fried eggplant and one green bean.
Oh,
It was an
man.
entire green bean, but it was cooked in. I went to my friend's house this weekend and we brought a bunch of meat and we were going to barbecue it. And they started immediately and at once marinating it and then cooking it with seed oil before I had a chance to
Ugh,
stop.
disgusting.
Why? We're literally grilling on like a barbecue. So I felt. Guys, I'm never going to feel bad if I eat something that's not like 100% carnivore. I physically feel bad. Like, I don't feel like guilty. Like I need to do my keto confession for eating my one bite of eggplant, but I felt terrible. I did feel terrible. I don't think it was the eggplant. I think it was the seed oils.
Well, you definitely lost your carnivore card.
I lost my carnivore card.
At least for a little bit.
I think I got my ketovore card. But
There you go.
my ketovore card. I'm kicked out of the club. No more. You're not allowed anymore. But I was going to say something else. Guys, I do drink lemon. Thanks. How many carbs is a couple drops of lemon?
Ooh,
Or a
I don't
lime?
know. You should
Somebody
probably
in the
get that
chat,
measured.
please Google how much a lime.
2 drops of lemon.
2 drops of lime.
Not
There's a lime squeezer thing.
Not very much.
Not very much.
Well-
And here, there you go. It's your turn, Russ. I know it was Carbogeddon apparently again.
Hit us with it.
First of all, I would like to say that you deserve to feel bad if you had one green bean and one bite of a. You deserve. I mean, who has? I mean, that's the crazy. Who has one green bean? I mean, could you explain that to the folks in the cheap seats? How you manage to eat one, not two, not seven, not a 3/4, one
Yeah.
green bean?
Oh my
I gotta hear this.
So we were cooking pork belly, frying it up on this like very old school like sort of barbecue thing, and then they just threw the green beans and eggplant on top of it, and then they cooked it all, and I didn't want to have super adverse reactions to the vegetables, so I ate one. There was a bunch. I ate one. That's how you eat one. You put one in your mouth and you eat it.
That's what you get. You gotta commit. You gotta go full speed, full steam. That's what happens to you when you go halfway. You gotta,
The green bean was like this. It was like this.
Dang.
You deserve that. You deserve that. That is, you deserve it. One green bean. You deserve to choke.
One bite of fried eggplant. One bite.
One.
Well, I can't blame you so much
bitter.
for that.
Okay,
I can't blame you too much for that because eggplant is disgusting.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I might be still drugged from taking those plant toxins. I don't think it was like a whole eggplant. I think it was literally one bite. Yeah, it was one bite. It was like one little circle. And at first, yum. And then, why do we eat this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that the meat was marinated too?
Yeah, the meat was marinated. And, it tasted good. It marinated. Yeah.
Yeah, my mother used to slice it, bread it, and slather it in tomato sauce and that, like a Parmesan with cheese and all that.
Oh, that's yummy.
Yeah,
it was edible, but it's still.
It was edible.
Yeah, I mean, it was edible, but it was
just a way to get it down without throwing up.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I used to make a really good baba ganoush.
Baba ganoush.
Baba ganoush is like eggplant dipping sauce. It's delicious. If Sana was here, she could tell us all about it. I think.
Well, green beans are delicious. I haven't had any for a while, but yeah, yeah. All right, so that's the one green bean story. Well, yes, I do have you beat, but not as bad as you might think. I was on vacation. I got back home from vacation Saturday, and I really, it was pretty uneventful. I had just some potato chips, and I had a candy bar, and a hamburger one day. Then I went out with the family to Olive Garden. I had a couple bowls of chicken soup and a handful of those mints on the way out. The chocolate mints, the chocolate mints they give you. I mean, hey, they put them on the table, man, and they were just laying there. So I felt it was meant to get in, maybe. So I don't know how many's in that, but there's maybe 5 or 6 of those. But I did have the 2 worst steaks I've ever had in my life on the same day.
Oh no.
That was on Wednesday. The same day I went to Olive Garden. I went to Outback that afternoon for lunch and had a ribeye with a little asparagus. That was terrible.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was like, dude, I was just like mortified by this thing. I'm like, I've had a better steak at Waffle House. I don't know what was going on. This must have been the afternoon steaks. I've never eaten in an Outback at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I have to
Which
say.
Outback was it?
Oh, it was in Columbus.
Okay, I was gonna say if it was Miller Lane, man, I've had one there too, and it was disgusting.
I've eaten El Miller Lane a couple of times through the years. I've never had a bad, but I never went in the afternoon. It was always night.
Right.
And I had a friend of mine with me. I'm like, this must be the afternoon steaks. This must be because I've eaten here a million times. I've never had a steak this bad. It was barely edible, but
Wow.
I choked it down. And so just when I thought it could get no worse, I had a steak at the Olive Garden. So I actually ordered the salmon, which was good with vegetables, and I ordered a 6-ounce sirloin on the side. And I'm not even sure that was steak. It was just like a meat. It was a steak-like thing. It was a steak-like substance. It was steak-ish. I mean, it was like,
Terrible.
I don't know, it was more like a chopped steak or a Salisbury steak. It was bad. It was
Folks,
just bad. So,
folks, this stream is not sponsored by Olive Garden.
yeah. Hey, listen, listen, the soup was wonderful. The
There you
soup
go.
was wonderful. The salmon was outstanding. I gave my vegetables just on the side to somebody else. But and I love Olive Garden. I hold, and I like Outback too, but it was just a bad steak day for me. I mean, it was bad. And then on the way home, I was drowsy driving. I got some coffee and I was just having a little hard time. So I did stop and had a sugar blast. I had a filet of fish meal with 2 apple pies and a sweet tea. That was
There
the
you
last
go.
day. That was Saturday. And to just, I would have died if I wouldn't. I think I would have died if I hadn't eaten that. So I'd like to thank McDonald's for
Russ,
saying,
whatever you do, don't do carnivore or low carb. Whatever you do, don't do that. Do the opposite.
There you go.
yeah, I mean, I was like,
Trying to reverse psychology you here. Just don't do
There
it.
you
yeah.
go.
So that was my vacation. I made it the whole vacation without a sugary drink, which really was kind of what I planned to do. And then just like I said on the way home, that was that. And then that was Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, and today back on the program. And I'm so glad to be back. Oh, I'm so glad to be back into my routine. And I'm reunited with bacon, by the way, too. I'm talking too much. I'm going to be quiet here. But, I was off bacon, if you follow my channel, for a couple of weeks because I was just tired of it. I was going to choke somebody. And I got home and I looked in the fridge and I saw some bacon in there. And I was like, yeah. It was like Peaches and Herb reunited. Reunited, and it feels so good. Yeah. Bacon
love
is
it.
great and it helps you lose weight. I know I'm so excited and we're reunited. Hey, hey. So yeah, me and bacon are reunited.
I love it.
There
Oh,
you
that's
go.
so sweet. That's so sweet.
I don't have much updates. I edited, I think, 1 million pictures or something like that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the outside in like 2 weeks, it seems. So, or maybe three weeks. So that's the update with me. But tomorrow, I think I'm out of the woods tomorrow, and I'll actually have
Nice.
half a day off to be able to work on the Carnivore Diet Documentary. So,
Oh,
yeah.
there you go.
What
Love
about
it.
you, Alia? What have you been up to?
Oh, let's see. Not much. Not much. I can't remember. Work, kids.
Yeah.
I went to a coffee farm this weekend. That was a lot of fun. We went to a friend's
cool.
coffee farm. They bought this huge piece of land for like $50,000 many, many years ago, and then they have like 15,000 coffee trees now growing on it,
Wow.
and a huge, beautiful house. The house is 100 years old, and apparently at the beginning it was just like this gigantic room that they turned into a house, and it was a lot of fun. It was very nice.
Oh, nice.
To be out in it was so quiet and so nice. But I did try to do a live stream with one of our guests tonight, and the internet was definitely fun. The internet situation was crazy. So I learned I can't live on a coffee farm, but not yet.
I was going to be out looking for a single rogue lonely green bean to eat.
Yeah. You need snacks for a road trip.
Oh
I
my
think
God,
she'll pack you a couple.
Oh my God, that reminds me. So they have some other random plants. So my son, he found some like little cherry tomatoes. But then, okay, listen, super dirt road, crazy dirt road. Like you're just, that the guy driving in his Jeep on the crazy dirt road where there's literally in the middle of the road grass growing, and then there's like gravel on both sides where the car. Anyways, crazy dirt road. If it was anyone else, I think I would have fallen off the mountain to the side of my death. I mean, you're so close, like to this, like, oh no, let's not tumble down. And oh man, I should have taken photos of this super old Jeep. But it's very funny because it's like right next to civilization is no civilization. It's very interesting. Anyways, there you go.
Funny.
That was my weekend. My one green bean.
Uh-oh, somebody's here.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Is
I'm
it?
so excited. Yay!
Hello.
Hello.
I'm getting a double hit of Alia this week.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
At least my
Sorry.
Double dose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
not sorry.
I'll say they have medication for that. So you know,
Well,
yeah,
Adam, you keep coming back for more, so she can't be
Right.
that bad.
Right.
Oh,
For sure.
yes, she can. I can
I
take a
caught a
lot
couple,
of abuse.
Russ. Yeah.
Yeah, I can take a lot of abuse. Yeah, look at me. Look at me. Can't you tell? I can.
All right.
No,
For
that's
sure.
great. Well, welcome, Sanaa. Welcome to the Keto
Thank
Cookout. We're
you.
glad you're here. Why
Welcome,
don't you tell us where you're from?
Well, originally I am from New Jersey. A lot of people pick up on it with my coffee and my sauce and salt on my videos. So I get a lot of requests just for me to say certain words because I'm from New Jersey. It's that little bit of New York, but not New York. You know, a lot of people refer to New Jersey as the armpit of the US. Didn't quite make it to New York. But yes, but currently right now I am in the same state as you, Florida. But I'm
Oh,
over on the other side. I'm on the Treasure Coast.
I thought you were talking
Oh,
about
nice.
a state of disarray.
Yes,
No,
it
that's
can
good.
be. Yes, it certainly can be,
Hey,
depending
hey,
on which way you look at it.
yeah. So when did you move from New Jersey? How long have you not been there?
Oh my goodness. I have been in Florida for 21 years now. So
Oh,
long time. Accent
yeah,
still hasn't left me yet,
Yeah,
but
you still have the accent. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. So the Treasure Coast, that's on the hurricane side of Florida over there. That's on, that's on
because
the
we're
Gulf.
right smack in the middle.
Oh,
We
wow.
are like literally 45 minutes north of West Palm Beach,
Yeah.
about like 2 hours north of Miami, and then about like an hour and a half from we're south of Orlando. So we are right smack in the middle. So no matter where the hurricane lands, we're getting those outer bands because we are right smack in the middle.
Wow. Was land cheap there or something?
Well, at the time we purchased our house, houses were very, very cheap. Not no more because now everyone's moving to Florida from everywhere.
Right.
I can just say in our neighborhood alone, there is not one empty plot of land left. Everything has
wow.
been built on now.
Wow.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It can be traffic wise, not so much, but yes, it
Yeah,
could
that's
be
a common
worse.
theme in Florida. It's a common theme down here. Folks coming from everywhere. Come on down and get some of these thunderstorms and hurricanes, everybody. Come on
Yeah.
down here.
And I don't mind it because, you know, I knew the way things were, especially like in New Jersey. The reality that you were able to own your own house one day was slim to none. So the fact that people can come here and not everyone in Florida has the same viewpoint. And even some are not native Floridians, but still yet they don't like the fact that others are moving here, even though they move themselves here. But for me, it just makes me happy that people are able to come here, find it affordable, and actually have that dream of home ownership.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really what it's all about. You hear
That's
all the
very cool.
stories that, some they were living in basements, paying family members for rent just to have cheap housing up north. And here they're able to come here, have a beautiful house all to themselves, no longer living in a basement because basement living up north, it's different. It's cold.
Right.
When you get to basement level, that's cold.
For sure.
The thing about Florida is the houses are affordable. The insurance is not. So that's
Not anymore.
that's how that works. That's how that works. You can afford the house, you just can't afford the
You
insurance.
can't, yes, and you have to have the insurance, which,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah,
a
I'm with-
catch-22.
So is at Mrs. Perfectly Imperfect Keto, is that your channel?
Yes, that would be my channel name. So
Yeah, so tell us about your story and your channel and about you.
Right. So part of my name, you will see keto, because I'm hoping to kind of have a little bit of a transition in the future. I did not want to kind of lock myself into just carnivore alone. I wanted to kind of have like an open opportunity in case I want other reintroductions later on. Um, but for me, I started keto. It was January 5th of 2019. We did start, and my story is kind of unique because a lot of people, they started for them. This was very much about them, possibly about like a spouse that needed just the company of doing this. So they decided to do it with them. And then they both basically had the benefit of being on a better health journey together and having great victories together. For us, it was actually my son. So back in 2019, he started getting seizures. Um,
Mm.
and when I tell you horrible seizures, like
Like
no parent wants to go through like the seizure episodes, like what he went through. I don't want to get too descriptive for, some that, that it might be, off-putting to them, but it was basically where your child is going in these episodes and he's having trouble breathing. Um,
So scary.
I don't know if anyone's experienced anyone having a seizure before, but
Oh yeah.
they clamp up when they're in that seizure. They start to kind of like bite their whole jaw down. So literally, I had to get on top of him to just open up his jaw. That way, there could be still some airway. And I will never forget, like until my last dying breath, even though thankfully he's doing okay now, I will never, ever forget those episodes. But as a mother, being his number one advocate in this world, as a mother, you carry this child. And, Alia, she can, as a mother as well, she can speak and vouch for this as well. That connection between a mother and a child, like you seriously will do everything and anything you can to
Mhm.
try to get this child help.
Uh,
Unfortunately,
just a quick question.
sure.
How old was it a son or a daughter that you have?
At that time, he would have been almost about to be 10 at that time.
Okay. Now, did these start at a younger age and you struggled with how to do
It
it, or did it
just
all
came
come on
out
at
the
once?
blue.
Gotcha.
Just came out the blue. Like he
Mm.
literally, and it all happened like literally within like a week.
Oh,
Like
wow.
one after the other after the other. Literally one day I was picking up my husband from work and he had a seizure in the car. I
Wow.
I could just hear just like the noise of him gasping. And I look up in the mirror and I started seeing him turn like purplish blue. Thankfully, I was like on a main road that I was able to pull into like the nearest gas station parking lot. And I literally jumped in the back seat to try and open up his airway. Once like I was able to get him kind of like settled and stable and breathing, we went to the nearest hospital that was available. Um, and then once we literally got discharged from that hospital, once they were like, "Oh yeah, everything's okay, we don't see anything wrong." And of course, they didn't want to do any sort of imaging because they're like, "Oh, follow up with, his pediatrician." So to them, it was nothing because obviously they are not parents. They just said, "Oh, just watch him overnight." Okay, so I must lack sleep and watch him overnight. So now they put that fear in me, like, if I fall asleep, is something gonna happen to
Mhm.
him?
Yeah.
You're taking that risk. But here I stayed awake with him. Thankfully, I stayed awake with him because lo and behold, we were not even like 3 hours home. Boom, he had another seizure again. And then here my husband was again calling
Mm.
911, taking him by ambulance again. They transported him to a pediatric hospital this time.
Oh, wow.
Still yet no answers, no help. And I told him there has to be something. Like he's allergic to something. There has to be something that's triggering this child. Still no answers. No one was willing to do testing. And I said, you know what? Forget this. I said, we'll go home and I'm going to start researching. I started a lot of research just on seizures. Then I started seeing a lot of research about the ketogenic way of eating. I started seeing a lot of correlation with epilepsy and then seizures. So I said, you know what? Let me see, because this is like as natural as it gets. Like everything that I'm researching is having to do with just changing the way you're eating. He doesn't have to be on medication. He doesn't have to get all this crazy treatments, being hooked up to no machinery, being, not even 10 years old yet. I said, let's try this natural route. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? He's already going through these awful seizures. Let's just see what happens. Researching. My Google search leads to a slew of videos by Dr. Ken Berry. I started watching them and I said, wow. I said, who is this doctor? I said, to speak like just so down to earth, to speak so blunt, without any BSing at all. I'm like, who is this guy? So I start binge watching. When I tell you I did not sleep, that I binge watched Dr. Berry.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, you know what? I said, we're going to start this. So I waited until I full blown did all my research, because to me, I'm like, I'm going to put my child on this. I got to make sure like this is the right fit for him. And I talked it over with my husband and I said, you know what? We're going to do this as a family. We had our youngest at the time that he was going through the process of being weaned off of breastfeeding. And I said, you know what? We're going to have him do this too. I said, we are literally going to start off all together. I said, we are going to clean out everything out of this house, because how, as parents, can we change the way our child's eating, but not change the way we're eating? I said, I would be the most hypocrite, because how am I telling him, oh, this food is good for you that I'm now changing for you? But no, I'm going to keep eating the food that we used to eat before.
Yeah.
I could not do it. Like I had to also be the change with him. Like it had to be full on support for him. So that's how my keto journey started. It started literally to help and to heal our child. So
now during any time when you were watching all those Dr. Berry videos, did you have to like turn away from the screen? Because that face, man, that's kind of strong. Did you ever have to just look away for a little while?
oh my gosh. To me, he's a good, I will give it to him. He's a good looking man. I can understand how that Southern twang gets to some. But respectfully, Dr. Berry, you are not my type. I'm sorry.
He's a nice looking guy compared to the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I think he could. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Hey, look, I'm gonna see him in a couple of weeks. He's probably gonna punch me if he sees me.
No, I will give it to him. He's a good-looking guy. He is not no UGLY. He is definitely a good-looking guy.
Well, when you see him up close, man, you might have a different thing. But seriously, I've heard Dr. Lustig. I'm sure you know this now, but I think it was Dr. Lustig. A matter of fact, I'm sure that many, many years ago, when he first came a doctor, whenever people had neurological disorders, epileptic seizures, and all that, they automatically would get them into ketosis, because your brain functions differently when it's running from ketones and running from glucose. And he said that when they started with the drugs and the pills came out, they stopped, a lot of doctors stopped doing that. And so that some older doctors still do use ketogenic living and getting people into ketosis, both for their heart and their brain, because your heart and your brain both function very, very differently. when your body's in a ketogenic state.
Yeah, it's so very true. Um, so all in all, every single one of us in this household benefited, starting off with the ketogenic way of eating. Ever since our oldest that, made this like a life-changing movement for us, he has not had like it's almost going to be like come January, it's going to be 5 years keto for him
Wow.
and the
Wow.
rest of the household. He has not had one seizure episode, not one.
Oh,
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
So
awesome.
that
That's
right there is huge. Like something doctors could not pinpoint, and now for just the changing of the food. And the funny thing is, like, we always ate at home. There was
Mhm.
a rare occasion we ever ate out. So, like, a lot of people, they might think, like, oh, well, yeah, you were probably giving him a lot of like boxed food, or, he was probably eating a lot of fast food. No, like, culturally, we ate probably 98% at home.
But
So it,
what was your diet before? Well, let me start before that. Had
mm.
you ever heard of ketogenic living of any way, Atkins, anything like that before you started, this for your son? That's the first question. And then the second question is, what was your diet before you changed it?
So previously, before I did not hear specifically about it, the ketogenic way of eating. There were different fad diets that I heard of and definitely partaked in myself, like the green smoothie cleanse. I partaked in like the egg fast before. Uh, so all like the fad diets type of stuff, like the cabbage soup diet.
Yeah.
So those kind of things I definitely heard of. But as far as the ketogenic way of eating, I did not like until I actually digged in doing that research. I did never, ever, ever hear of it before. I knew of Dr. Atkins, but for me, I was kind of like really under the assumption that it was just like low carb, like incorporating like a lot of like fruits and veggies along with like whatever line they had out there, because there were still like some box foods they had out there for Atkins available.
Yeah, well, before he died, it was a little different. After he died, it got a little more commercial.
Right.
But the first,
Yes.
there was the induction phase, which is
Yes.
what we would call pretty much carnivore or ketovore, and then you phased into different phases, and the last phase was like a maintenance phase. But that
Right.
first induction phase is pretty much carnivore. So, what was your diet before you changed it to ketogenic? What was a typical day for you and your family?
So before, there was a lot of bread.
Mhm.
There was a lot of bread, and it was a lot of like homemade bread, because myself, I am a mix of Turkish and Indian. My husband, he's Jamaican Indian. So we had a lot of cultural incorporations of different kind of breads, rice. Jamaicans, they call it rice and peas, but it's very much your rice and beans.
Mhm.
Um, Everything and anything that was carbs
Yeah, yeah.
was literally our foods. When we did fry, we were definitely not frying in the best of oils.
Mhm.
Um, we were basically frying in whatever like the cheap of the cheap was,
Yeah.
because of course, for Jamaicans, you get how many red snapper and you're
Yeah.
just frying them like one literally after the other. So you're
Yeah.
not buying a big expensive thing of extra virgin olive oil. No, like you're buying the cheapest oil because you're having like 20, 30 fish to fry at
Mhm.
one time. So it was a lot of that, like a lot of dumplings I was
Mm.
making. Even though my husband was Jamaican, here as being his wife and us being together for so many years, it's going on over 21 years now. I learned to make a lot of the Jamaican dishes. So here I was making the dumplings, which is literally just majority just flour.
Mhm.
Obviously, you're mixing like water into that, but it's flour. It is just straight up your white flour is what that is.
Wow.
So it was
You'll have
just
you
a
you're gonna
lot of
have to
carbs.
You're gonna have to excuse me. There's a
Okay.
Caribbean spot that I got to get to. They're gonna close it. So I can get there just before they close and get some
Oh
dumpling.
my gosh. Unfortunately,
Okay.
and that's the thing. There's really not much you can get at a Jamaican place right now because everything, like even the oxtails there, you got to be careful because they add brown sugar to that.
Oh,
Mm,
sure. Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of like
wow.
the sauces and the gravy, it
Oh,
has
yeah.
sugar added to
Yeah,
obviously make it taste better, number one. And a lot of times they use MSG in their food.
yeah, sure,
So,
sure.
like, that's the
Mm.
other thing too.
So
So it's just
tell so tell me how your diet is now. What is a typical day for you
right.
now after the
So
change?
I did go 4 years, doing keto for myself. 15 months into keto worked so well for me with no exercise at all. The first 15 months, I was able to lose 101 pounds in just 15 months, no exercise. But I will say I don't have the typical ketogenic journey because at that 15-month mark, unfortunately, my father had passed. That was during the start of the pandemic. So I'll just say that, he did pass from the vid at that time. Unfortunately, he had underlying issues that resulted in contracting that he just really did not have a fighting chance. So I literally went from getting a call from my mother one night that, oh, your father and me are in the hospital, to literally early that morning being told that he passed away. So it's
Yeah,
like before you
Mm,
even have the chance of just coming to terms with your parents are in the hospital, within like not even 24 hours later, you end up losing one of them. So going through that, I went through a lot of anxiety, depression, and I'm not talking about your everyday type of depression. I was in a serious clinical type of depression. Um, I am never ashamed to tell anyone because I always feel that, it's important to be transparent. Anyone can relate with what I went through, but I was suicidal at that time.
mm,
Um, I did not change anything about the way I was eating, even though I was depressed. I didn't go on any sort of binges or anything like that. I still keep eating the ketogenic way of eating. Still yet, I had gained 42 pounds. So slowly
yeah,
by slowly, my body, just because of hormones, just because of anxiety, depression,
yeah. Stress,
I was
cortisol.
gaining, yeah, I was gaining weight. So a lot of people think, oh, just because you're doing keto or carnivore, ketovore, that everything is just going to be perfect. Sometimes it just does not go that way.
Yeah,
So for me, I kept on. I pressured myself. I said, you know what? I'm going to keep keto. And I punished myself because at that time, when you're going through depression, anxiety, you don't have clarity with your thoughts. So for me, I punished myself. I hardcore was doing intermittent fasting,
mhm,
where I started fasting like 24 hours. I started fasting, jumped it up to 36 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. I just kept going. Like I literally became addicted to fasting.
yeah.
Being
mm,
addicted to intermittent fasting, it gets you addicted to the scale because as you're doing these hardcore fasts, you're constantly weighing yourself. You're
Mhm.
constantly glued to
mhm.
that scale because you're like, oh, is it working? Am I dropping weight?
Yeah,
And then you also end up starving yourself because obviously, if you're fasting repetitively, you're not intaking enough food.
yeah.
Oh, I
But
don't know what happened.
What
I
happened?
don't know. Adam, Adam is back out of rehab, and he's, I think that's gonna be okay.
What
But
happened?
Look
I
at
know
the
I'm
screen.
followed up here. Somebody changed the view here,
There we
I
but
go.
don't know.
yeah,
Wasn't me. I'm in the chat.
Me
yeah,
too.
I got
Who
you. But
knows? Who knows? This is the ghost.
quickly, just we're gonna wrap up. We're running short on
Mhm.
time, but tell us what you eat now. What is a typical day for you and your family right now
Right.
with your diet?
So my family, they still stay ketogenic. There was nothing that they had to change, but starting January 1st of this year, I did go carnivore. So I first started off with triple B and E, and that was huge for me. I plan on doing it for 30 days starting January 1st. I felt so amazing, felt so good. I was able to heal things like I noticed it really helped my mental health. I did get professional help, so I don't want anyone to think like carnivore cured my mental health alone. No, I did also have to get professional help because I do want people to realize like I did have clinical anxiety and depression. So I definitely got assisted with professional help, but then I felt like carnivore took off the rest of the weight that I had on me.
So
Um,
you eat carnivore,
I do eat
and
carnivore right now, yes.
but your family is more keto.
They continue with
They mix
keto.
in a few vegetables, a little bit of fruit, things like that. Is that kind of typical?
They are actually more so just solely right now, avocados is really what they've kept. Currently, right now, I'm doing dairy free for the month of September. I did go off of cheese starting January. I reincorporated it back at the 4 month mark, but it does not taste the same way to me anymore. So for this month of September, I decided to go dairy free. That way I can kind of have a clean slate again and start off reintroducing certain dairies to kind of pinpoint which ones I just don't care to have anymore for those rare occasions that I have it. But no, solely for me, I just stay carnivore. I have just incorporated just like a few spices. So still I keep things like very, very minimal. But at this point in time, like that 42 pounds that I gained, completely lost it.
That's
So
great.
currently, right now, I'm at a 109-pound weight loss currently.
Wow. Awesome.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah. So it's definitely huge because in comparison to where I was at, so carnivore definitely has me at a big time surplus in comparison to the way that I was doing on the ketogenic way of eating. So I'm super happy with it.
I love that. Well, I tell you what, I think it's really great. We need, I think, more in the space in terms of the kids and getting the kids
Right.
started with understanding this way of living and eating this way. Because, as a person whose weight problems started when they were 8 years old, I certainly understand the importance of teaching kids the right way to eat and the proper human diet. So I think that's wonderful, even though it was not the best of reasons, but of course. But your son, is he's doing well and thriving well now and doing well. Um,
Yes,
and that's
everything's going great with him. And
credit
then
to
his
you and
younger
your
brother definitely had the benefit that he has never experienced the state American diet. He
oh,
basically had the
Awesome.
Great.
benefit of going straight from breastfeeding straight into ketogenic way of eating. And if you see him like physically the younger one, you can definitely tell the difference between the older ones, baby pictures and pictures growing up, what the difference is.
gotcha. Well,
Wow.
tell folks where they can find you. If you have any other social media besides your channel, so people can follow you and hear more about your story.
Yes, so I just stick to just YouTube currently right now. I do have an IG account, but I don't really post on there all too often because I am juggling a full-time job that I actually wake up 5 o'clock in the morning for every single day. At the same time, I also homeschool our two kids full time. So definitely a
Wow.
lot of juggling going on. So YouTube is basically kind of where I just keep my content at. But you guys can find me exactly how my name shows here at Mrs. Perfectly Imperfect Keto.
Love that.
Very
Well, we want
cool.
to thank you so much for coming by and sharing your story with us,
Yes.
and
Thank you.
best of luck to you and your family. And I'm
Yeah,
sure
thank
we'll
you
see
so
you
much.
again in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a good
It is
evening,
one
Appreciate
time
everyone.
you
with
being
the
here.
it is one time with the regrilling, baby.
Yes. Well, listen, you guys need to be grilling something eventually. At least give us like a little glimpse of a ribeye or something.
Okay, it's just the name of a show, my dear. Just the name of a show.
I know, but it's tempting because I came on the first episode you all had in the chat. And I was like, what? I said, not even one grilled item. I'm just messing with you
I
all.
know you are. Well, hit us with the we grilling, baby, one time.
All right. We be grilling, baby.
All right, I
Awesome.
love it.
Yay.
All
Love
right,
it.
thank you, Denali.
Have a good evening, everyone. Anybody that came from my channel, thank you so much for being here. I
Yeah,
appreciate you all. Take
love
care.
that.
Bye
Bye-bye.
now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Love the
That's a great
kids. They got a
story.
great story with the kids. I love the kids.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't think about Uncle Homesick.
Right.
love the kids.
Uh-oh.
Oh, who's next? Oh, look
Hi,
Here. Hey, how you doing?
at Miss
and hello
Julia.
to this is Big Boy.
Uh-oh.
Aw.
Big boy's here.
Yep, he's sitting
Yes.
on my lap.
Is it a Venetian cat? Is that
Yes,
the
I
name of the
have
cat?
actually right now. I foster orphaned kittens, so I have 5,
Oh wow.
and then I have
Wow.
3 of my own cats. So it helps the shelter
Oh.
out, so they don't have to euthanize them.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just resistance is futile when I mean, look at that face. No, you know
Yeah, I
what
like
mean?
that.
You just
Yeah.
can't.
I like the Borg reference there.
Yes.
I love that. I love. Well, tell us where you're from, Julia.
Okay, I am originally from Boston, Massachusetts. I was born in an Italian family. I'm first generation, so I'm bilingual. Grew up eating Italian food. I mean, when I say Italian food, not your basic lasagna and stuff that you get here, but your Abruzzese Italian food, which is basically consists of a lot of meat, vegetables, and of course pasta. But my parents were wonderful cooks. So
I bet.
unfortunately, carbs never agreed with me because unbeknownst to me, they caused horrendous depression. And even at the age of 6, I remember feeling depressed and pain in all my joints, even at that young age. I remember getting like even my feet, like plantar fasciitis, like just walking used to hurt. I never could figure out what was wrong with me. And a lot of things. I mean, let's make a list, but
Yeah.
it was just unbelievable.
Wow.
You'll have to excuse me if I cough. I have emphysema, so sometimes it acts up. It has been much better since carnivore, however.
Yes.
So I got tired of the high cost of low living after living in New England, let's say New Hampshire, Massachusetts, for many years. It just got so crazy expensive. So I moved to New Mexico, where I live now, in 2012. And in 2010, I had started the ketogenic diet. Prior to that, I had gotten clean and sober off everything. Like, I grew up in a really dysfunctional family. So my go-to was lots of weed, wine, and whatever drugs I could get my hands on to escape. I just didn't want to be here. And then, of course, I was a sugar addict, which is like crack to me. And I couldn't stop eating that stuff. So compounded, I was in pretty bad shape mentally. And, it ended up finally meeting after two failed marriages. I call them FGOs, or freaking growth opportunities. It was a learning experience. I met a wonderful husband on a trip to Italy, and we got married in 2001 and had an amazing marriage. I mean, we both came from really dysfunctional families, but he was a heck of a cook. And when I decided to go keto, because of having so much depression and stuff, and I had gotten help for that, he was so kind, and he would cook his food, and then he'd cook the sauce for me, So I started really going, first, I kind of discovered it on my own, that if I did away with starch, I felt better. I kind of figured this out, but then I eventually learned about low carb, and then I learned about paleo, then went to keto, and did it successfully for 13 years. And I maintained a weight loss of about 50 pounds. At that point, my highest, I'm 5'2". I was about 5'3", I think. I think I shrunk. I'm 63. I'm 5'2", and I weighed at my most was 162 pounds. And I wasn't pregnant. Look around. And I felt terrible. I mean, everything hurt. And I wanted to do something about it. So that's what really pushed me into, and then the mental health aspect. It was the constant suicidal ideation, even though I never acted on it after I attempted it when I was in my teens. So, you know, that it was just that being in that horrible, deep, dark place for years. And the only thing that seemed to help me alleviate it was doing my artwork. You know, when I painted or when I did my pottery, I just, you know, that was it. I was good. But when I started to do keto for the first time, that heavy darkness lifted, you know, and I realized and I successfully stayed off sugar and white flour. Those are the two big things. And even, you know, anything starchy like that. Did do some potatoes. I didn't touch pasta or anything like that. So basically, I really changed my whole diet from Italian to mostly meat, vegetables, and some carbs, like, you know, potatoes sometimes. When I moved to New Mexico, I'd do a tortilla now and then, but not a corn. You know, I stuck to that. Anyway, what I found is as I got older, every 5 years or so, it seemed to be increasingly more difficult to maintain the weight loss. And then I noticed the anxiety started to kind of creep along. So my mental health wasn't what it was, you know, and I said, something isn't right. And it really hit the wall when we had to help my mother because she was, you know, she was another sugar addict and she ended up getting dementia. And we had, you know, I'm the oldest of 4. Me and my 2 brothers had to address that. My sister's special needs. So, you know, I've kind of facilitated taking care of them, my mother and my sister behind the scenes with whatever they needed to pay the bills and all that. I'm kind of I keep the purse in the family, let's say. So long story short, the anxiety of getting her, you know, transferred to a nursing home, getting her on Medicaid, Mass Health, all that stuff. I was just like insane. And the emphysema really started to take off, where to the point that I was getting these violent coughing fits. I couldn't even paint anymore. Now, to backtrack just a little bit, my wonderful husband passed in 2017 from lung cancer.
Oh, sorry.
So that really, really triggered the symptoms. I did go get grief counseling, and I suggest to anyone, if you're going through that kind of a heavy death or anything, please, you know, just like Sana was saying, to get the help, because, you know, there's no shame in that. That's what they're there to do, and it really makes a difference. So I worked through all that stuff, but it just seemed to just settle somehow, like, you know, just getting harder and harder to breathe. Then we had, I don't know if you guys are aware, 2 years ago, we had these horrendous fires here in New Mexico. I mean, you could see black smoke everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Literally 16 miles from my house. And you know how fast fire travels. And we're looking at evacuation and all this kind of stuff, and so stressful. And then I literally had to live indoors, and I had my air purifiers going full blast 24/7 just so I could breathe, and it made it worse. So now I've managed this all these years, the first COPD, which developed into emphysema, with the keto diet, no meds. I never took any drugs. I've been clean and sober off anything else, including cigarettes, for 30 years. So thankfully, my body's not damaged. Some damage could have possibly happened, I think, in when I was younger, and I worked in a lot of factories around trichlor. So that could have messed up my lungs. I don't know. You know, it's hard to really say. But certainly recently it wasn't from drugs, smoking, cigarettes, or anything like that. But with that smoke around, it was so bad. You'd go outside just to run an errand or something, your eyes would burn, and it was so thick, like the sun was like it was like red. It was just horrible, really scary. So like I said, the anxiety went through the roof. So the breaking point for me was when I just was too tired to paint, and I had commissions to do. So my son Marty, by the way, he has a wonderful channel called Bel Lavoro Auto Spa. Check it out sometime. He's
Sure.
Really, Bel Lavoro Auto Spa. He told me about Michaela Peterson and Jordan Peterson. He said, "Did you ever hear about the lion diet?" I said, "Gosh, no." I said, so I checked it out. I said, "Have you tried it?" He goes, "Oh yeah," but he said, man, he said, I had no energy and I got so sick. And you know, he's a carb addict like me. And I couldn't do it, Ma. I couldn't do it. And now I understand why, because you have to do it gradually. You can't just jump into it. So I started to research it and I was like, man, you know, slowly I was naturally kind of going more toward the ketogenic anyway, keto carnivore, excuse me, feeling better and better, noticing that I had more energy. So I decided on July 17th of this year, I said, I'm going to just go for it. And I did. And I just went through my whole house, gave away anything that wasn't carnivore. And I mean, I remember watching Kelly Hogan, you know, she poured dish soap on it if you have to, you know, that kind of thing. She was a sugar crack addict like me. Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, it was so bad when we were kids. Me and my brother Mark, we just take boxes of brown sugar and eat the chunks, pour the stuff down, drink maple syrup. I mean, oh my God, you know, it's just like an alky in a bar. It was crazy. So I did that, and it wasn't easy at first. Now, prior to this, I was having all these awful symptoms of IBS, you know, where me and the white porcelain princess were on, you know, first name basis and best friends. I mean, I was like to the point I was afraid to go out. You know, it's like, oh, what if I have to find somewhere to go? It was awful. And so that started to go away. But with doing carnivore initially, I don't know if it had to do with taking some of the keto chow too. That was still a little bit of an issue, but not half as bad as it used to be. And then I noticed, like the first week, what felt like sciatica pain going down my legs. And it was like not cramps, but just like having sciatica in both your legs. So somebody told me about oxalic dumping. That went away after a week. And then I started to notice my right hand used to always hurt. You know, I am right-handed, I paint, I do all kinds of things with it. No pain in my hand, no pain in my wrist, no more pain in my back. And something told me I had to let go of the dairy too, because the coughing was still going. And I'm the type that, like, okay, I have coffee, but I add it to my cream. I like it that way. That's kind of
so does Russ.
I know a little bit about that. I know a little bit about
that. Oh man, I love that stuff.
Yeah, I slow sip heavy cream like bourbon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you said that, I was like, oh yeah. Right. This man knows what he's talking about. He says, so many things, you know?
That's right.
Really.
Yeah.
So it had to go. So July 25th, I stopped all dairy, cream, even butter was making me cough. So I let go of that and I substituted with ghee. And I use duck fat, goose fat, whatever I have around, you know, bacon fat, I save that. And oh my God, it's like the debilitating, horrendous, violent coughing finally stopped after years of it. I mean, it was so bad. Nice. I had to hold myself on the counter, you know, when I was coughing, just so I wouldn't fall down. It was horrible.
Wow.
And it just, you know, I said, this just isn't life living like this. I said, and I did do acupuncture every other week, which helped enormously, which I still do. I do meditation. I mean, all that kind of stuff, you know, but it was getting to the point I couldn't even walk anymore. I was so tired. So, and I weighed at the time, it wasn't a weight problem. I weighed 112 to 114 pounds. Now with the keto, I was always yo-yoing that 8 pounds, you know, and I said, maybe I'll have a taco. Maybe I won't have a taco. And so it was constantly this battle with the food monster. That's what it felt. It's like, damn it, I'm going to slay that beast because.
Did you say taco?
Taco, a taco. I used to.
That must be a ketogenic thing, because Russ does that with burritos.
Just having one, right? Like one bean, right?
Just one green bean.
Yeah, one green. Right. I really thought it was going to be okay because I limited it to once a week where I would do that. Even then, you know, it was constantly the weight would creep up, and then I cut that all out. The weight would go back. But it was also, I noticed the anxiety would leave. So once I let go of the cream, that was when I went straight carnivore, July 25th. But I mean, so I counted from the 17th when I started. And excuse me. So it's been about maybe 70 days, just about now. Incredible, incredible difference. I don't have dry, cracked heels. My nails aren't split. My hair, where it was going bald, like in here, it started growing back in. I believe my hormones have balanced out because I was getting that weird face fuzz that you get after menopause. You have to use one of those lady razors, shave it off.
Right.
Don't need that. I stopped using foundation because my eyes were like really. I like to wear makeup, but my eyes here, they were really blotchy and purple. So I used to, put on some good foundation and hide that stuff. Don't have to do that anymore. The IBS is gone. The digestion's good. My anxiety is like non-existent. No depression, whatever. I mean, I get annoyed with things, but not like before. With stuff used to trigger me right off the wall, and I'd go ballistic over it. With
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I get annoyed a lot, mostly on this show. So
yeah, well, yeah,
yeah, that's it. So all of that basically happened just within the 90 days, or
not even 70 days. 70 days. All this has changed, and so it was so the right thing for me. And I've been keeping a journal, and I'm like, I'm pinching myself to say I can barely believe it. I mean, even after 30 days it started, I did an interview with Mac a couple of weeks back. Mac from No Carb Life. Yeah, wonderful interview.
Yeah.
What is this? What is it?
Dave Mac.
Dave Mac. That's
we call him Mr. Fish on this show.
Oh.
Yeah, Fishman. That's Fishman Dave.
I love it. Oh my God, that's awesome.
But tell folks what you eat. What is a normal day for you? Your carb number, if you're carnivore, is probably 0, or very close to that. So tell the folks on a daily basis, what do you typically eat?
Okay, so in the morning, instead of coffee, I have some collagen soup, and the way I make that is with oxtail, but without sugar. I usually sear them, boil them up in a crock pot for the day. I do add an onion and garlic just for flavor, but I don't eat it. And I save that soup, and I think that's what's been strengthening my nails and stuff. So I have that with a little bit.
It's a lot of collagen in those oxtails. A lot of collagen.
Big time. They're wonderful.
I love oxtails. They've gone up in price quite a bit, but I've got probably 6 or 8 pounds in my freezer now. So,
right on. It's an Italian delicacy. We call it osso buco, which means bone with a hole in it. But I don't cook it that way, of course, the Italian style. But I love them. And so I have that in the morning for my coffee. That's my coffee. And then I'll have either bacon and eggs, 2 eggs and maybe 4 strips of bacon, or a chuck eye, which is a little bit smaller, or half of a ribeye in the morning. And then I might not eat till about 2 o'clock. And then I'll have maybe a couple of hamburger patties. And at night, if I'm still hungry, maybe I'll make that other half of the ribeye or another chuck eye. I mean, I eat a lot. I've gone down to 100 pounds. It's so weird. And Carrie talked about this. Like when you hit a certain weight, all of a sudden, oh man, the appetite increases.
Yep.
It's like because for a while I wasn't hungry. But then when I hit about 108 pounds or 106 pounds, just the appetite took off. So what I do now is I eat when I'm hungry. And I eat anytime. Dr. Chafee even said, even if you eat not a heavy meal before bed, but a little bit, if I want a little bit of hamburger or something, I'll eat that. I mean, the strange thing is I never get sick of it. I just look forward to every meal. It's like all fresh again. It's so delicious. And I save it every bite. I mean, and I even got myself an air fryer. I love that thing. One of those Instant Pots, and just slap in your steak, and oh man, and just my mouth's watering while it's cooking, and I can see the light. It's great, and I enjoy cooking, so that's not an issue. But you don't have to spend a ton of time with a million ingredients. Yes. And I was never a fan of vegetables anyway. But like you said, Russ, I used to think you had to eat them to live.
Yeah.
You can't go without your veggies. And then when I realized you don't, it's like, good riddance to that, man.
See you later.
Nice knowing you. So
I love that, Julia. I love that. Well, I'm so glad to hear about all of your wonderful health benefits and that you're doing so well.
Oh yeah.
Now we're going to start a GoFundMe to get you a couple of light bulbs around there. We're gonna
Oh, yeah, well, I
get
actually
some light
wrote
bulbs
to
in there.
Adam about
Yeah,
that.
I don't-
You know, any suggestions I'm open to, what we
turn the lights on. That's
I have. I've got every light on in my house, and it's still dark.
Yeah,
I've got my
I
overhead light.
got your email. I'll probably be able to respond tomorrow afternoon. I've just been
No
super
worries, no
swamped with
worries.
work. So,
I know you've been. Yeah,
and then
don't
Russ
worry.
invited me on here. So,
Yeah, you know what? Don't kill yourself. I understand about being busy.
Well, listen,
I mean, it's
Julia, sweetheart, I'm teasing you because you are a beautiful bright light shining. So, we have to be
Man.
careful. Any light around you is going to be jealous. How about that?
Yeah.
See, I know
What
how to
can I
clean
say
it
to
up.
that?
Hey, listen,
You
I
left
know how to clean it up there. I know how to fix my messes. I know how to do
Yes,
that.
you do. Yes, you do.
All right. Well, tell everybody where they can find you. It's at Julia Venetian Cat Fine Art. Is that right? Is that
Julia at Venetian Cat Fine Art. Yeah, and you can. I also have a webpage with all my art on it at venetiancat.com. And I have all my contact information on that too. So you can, because I don't really post a lot on Facebook. I do post on chats and YouTube and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm busy painting now. So I've got, it's very labor intensive. I do photorealism. So, it's layer after layer. But oh my God, I love doing it. It's so wonderful that I can.
We'll be sure to put that in the description for folks that want to come and check you out, check out your art.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And donate to your light fund. So,
that's right. Yeah, I can use that.
We're going to do a 24-hour live stream. We're going to call it a 24-hour light stream for
24 hours. Right.
All right.
Absolutely. I love your humor. Oh my God, you get me cracking up. I can be kind of just turn on your channel and you just start cracking up, and I'm like, oh,
thank you. Thank you. You're the only one. God bless you.
Oh, well, I'm a power of one.
Yeah, I don't need any.
What does Gandhi say? If there's one, it's still the truth, right?
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
I love that. Well, listen, we want to thank you for coming by. Thank you for being so supportive of all of us and our channels. And we certainly wish you the best.
You as well. Thank you so much. And we be grilling.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
buddy.
love it. We grilling, baby.
We grilling, baby. We grilling, baby. All right.
Let's see you,
Thank
Julie.
you, guys.
Thanks, Julie. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Here's what Johnny says. Johnny F says.
What's going on, Johnny? That's right. Hey, shout out to all my keto cuties, all my beautiful low carb ladies all over the world. Yeah. Hey, we'll go half on a stick of butter, baby. I'm all about it. That's it. Oh,
bell's ringing.
That's somebody else.
Scott.
Oh,
anytime you hear Russ talking about a stick of butter,
I love it.
Oh, yeah. Well, now the time of the show that we'll put everybody to sleep.
No,
yeah, I'm here for you.
He's gonna play some music right now.
What music?
Oh, listen.
Yeah, you were supposed to bring a musical instrument.
This is my buddy. This is, oh Lord.
What is that? G-sharp?
Yeah, we can't take this guy anywhere. The man is playing his toothbrush, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Now he's doing some kind of evil routine, some kind of evil ritual, putting roots on people. I don't know what in the world.
Oh,
meat soup.
Yes. There you go.
Nice.
All right.
That's it. We're done.
Love it.
Love it. It's really a cookout.
There's one more. There's one more. Okay.
Music.
That's it.
Nice.
All right. Well, that concludes the talent portion of
Thank
this
you very much. You be good.
And I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Listen, we got an illiterate group of fans there. There's no B. It's we grilling baby. 3 words. It's like nobody can get that.
Really, baby?
You know, I don't understand. It's like, man, we got the dumbest fans in the world.
Oh,
But we love them. But we,
All our fans down
We
there.
be grilling.
yes.
there you go.
You need to sing now.
Sing, Russ. Okay, this is not the karaoke channel, Rose. I love you, sis. I love it. I tell people, you know, I do not do just. She's the DJ. Rose is our DJ of the show. She's
You were supposed to do some Rihanna covers this evening. That's my
no. I sing when the spirit. I sing when the spirit hits me, and I think I already did sing earlier. I sang "Peaches and Herb," but being reunited with bacon.
Which Rihanna song?
I'm not doing
know.
that.
You gotta something about diamonds. Switch that with like a ribeye.
Yeah,
or,
I'm
I
not
don't
singing.
know.
I'm not singing anymore.
Ribeye
Yeah,
in the-
but-
Like a ribeye.
Yes. Yes, we have a
you
guest,
stumped
ladies and gentlemen. Although he is more like family, he's my late night streaming buddy. You know, if you're up at 1 o'clock in the morning with insomnia, or if you're on house arrest, you know, then you can tune in at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you might see me and this handsome gentleman talking about absolutely nothing most of the time.
Yes, the sonorous voice of Scotty P, putting everybody to sleep, coast to coast.
Yeah. Well,
Love
tell
it.
everybody where you're from and about yourself there, my man.
All right, I was born a poor, lonely potato farmer's child in White Sands, New Mexico, and raised in El Paso, Texas, and Germany.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
Oh, I
So
love
you're
that.
are you American?
Oh, I'm American. Yeah.
American.
But
Right.
New Mexico is one of the 50 states, just in case you kind of wondered.
If you're
But
born
yeah,
in
no,
the
right?
US, you're American.
Yes.
There's 50 states? I thought
Yeah,
there was-
it is. It really is.
Barack Obama said there were 57. I heard him. He said there was 57.
57.
No
Yeah,
comment,
that's
no
right. I
comment,
remember
no
that.
comment.
He was thinking
Oh,
Heinz.
Yes, that's great. So tell us about your carnivore journey.
Okay,
How you
so
How you got
journey,
here?
let's start. Carnivore journey. I guess about 2018 or so, I was out checking the internet out, looking for the end of it. Ran across Dr. Baker. He had that January challenge he was throwing out. I said, well, I could try that. I like meat. I mean, so I tried it, and it was hard to do it for 30 days. I wasn't in a situation where I had a lot of what you would call family support for that kind of radical lifestyle change.
Mhm.
But the backstory is I was in the military, did my 20 years. I always fought the Battle of the Bulge when I was in the military. Got out of the military, owned an ice cream shop. That didn't help.
I bet.
I went from that to had a bunch of injuries, had to get a bunch of surgeries and stuff, and so no exercise and owning an ice cream shop is even worse. Anyway, long and short, it was I was way too curvy, you know, and I think we talked about that a little earlier. And being curvy, I had to find a way, and nothing worked. I tried it all, did like everybody else, other than maybe getting my stomach stapled or something like that. Tried it all, none of it was sustainable. So about 69 days ago, I decided I'd go back and try it again. But this time I'm going to try it for real because, see, I got a diagnosis of not only having the fatty liver, but I got the bonus round that I have an enlarged portal vein and an enlarged spleen. So things are going from bad to worse. And I was thinking to myself, I want to be around a little bit longer. I hadn't even turned 61 yet. So hit the carnivore trail, down about 30 pounds. I don't know where they went because I'm down. Clothes fit better. My head fits in the doorway now, and it's all pretty good.
Yeah. So you,
That's awesome.
It was a weight loss thing that started you on the path, or was it the other issues?
I think for me, it was like with many people, I got on the scale and I saw that one piece of data and I said, right? But it was that one piece of data. But the real kicker for me, and this is sad, y'all get your tissues out. It was my belt buckle. Dang it. Yeah, I see that. There you go. My belt buckle hurt my belly. Nothing else. It wasn't my 7 grandchildren. It wasn't my 3 children. It wasn't my wife for 32 years that got me motivated to get healthy and to stay with them. You know what I mean? It was my belt buckle. It beat me down. It wore me out. And I said, I'm tired of the carpenter's disease, you know, when your chest is in your drawers and it hurt. So I said, let's go ahead and do it. Because I was quite, don't get me wrong, I'm 6'5". I carry my 310 pounds, whatever it was, pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, you know what I'm noticing? I noticed that not only do I need these glasses, but I need to get a truth monitor on my mirror because I was going, it looks okay. But you see this door back here behind me? It's one of them barn doors. And so what I did is I made a caliper out of it. And I opened it all the way, stood against the wall, and I put it against my belly, and I put a pencil mark on where the door was. I said, now I'm gonna measure myself front to back. Not in the mirror, I see 180, right? But front to back. When I stood back, I said, oh my lamb, you fat.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a number.
Mm.
It was a thickness value.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. Now, had you tried other things before ketogenic? Had you tried any other things, or you know?
All of them. I did the Sears diet, you know, the Zone diet with Dr. Sears, Atkins diet. Like someone else said earlier, the cabbage diet. I really tried the beer diet.
The ice cream diet.
I did ice cream diet. You know, I did all that.
Ice cream shop diet. Yeah, that's
So bottom line is, I mean, look, I like food. I'm on record. I'm officially on record. I like food, and I'm an equal opportunity eater of everything. I'll eat an artichoke. I'll eat just about anything. I normally like it to be dead before I eat it, but
normally.
But the whole idea being is that I like food. I do. I really do.
Yeah. No, I me too. Here.
I can tell.
Hey, three cheers for food. Yeah, and I got that little slide disc you put in there, Scott. Yeah, don't think I missed that.
Oh, yeah. I know you don't miss nothing. I can tell.
No. Yeah, that's right. All right, now that's good. You know, you keep.
Somebody's got to get on you, Russ.
You keep poking the bear. I do this for a living, so it's
Right.
you know, be sure you want to step in that.
Yeah,
Is that all you have?
food. It's the worst marker. I thought
Yay
it
for
was black.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about running out of ink there.
All right, so hey, look, you guys you all have a bevy of questions you want to ask me? You want to go with the lightning round here?
No, this is.
How long did it take you to grow your beard?
About a minute and a half.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I can grow it in my ears and on my face, nowhere else.
Gotcha. So when did you start full on carnivore? And you said you started there, right? You didn't ease into it. You went hardcore right into it.
Oh, I'm a Band-Aid ripper, like we say. I don't go losing my way. So I started 69 days ago on July 20th, I want to say is my day. I woke up, I said, I'm done. I'm doing this.
You and Julia. Yeah,
Just about,
yeah. So 69 days, and tell the folks what a typical eating day is for you.
Well, I wake up. I have a bunch of coffee. No cream. I drop the heavy cream. And then if the wife's hungry, I'll eat breakfast with her, normally about 3 or 4 eggs, some sausage, and a couple tablespoons of butter. I put a tablespoon of butter or 2 in my coffee. And then I'll go a bunch of hours, and then it'll be 2 o'clock. She's hungry again. And we'll start eating. I'll maybe eat a pound of ground beef or a chuck roast or, something like that. I have found it's real hard for me to do that Sean Baker eat 2 pounds of meat in one setting. No, it's hard.
Yeah.
Now, I have taken chicken and chicken is awfully hard to eat a whole bunch of chicken breasts. I can eat me some yard bird if I'm eating some legs and thighs, right? But eating the chicken breast, you got to be like another level, right? So what I did is I was watching Eddie Hall, powerlifter, and what he does is he put the chicken in a blender. So that's what I did. I'd cook up the chicken. I see the mitt. I cook up the chicken, put the chicken breast, cut it up, put it in the blender, put the chicken drippings in with it, put in some heavy cream, salt, pepper, and a half a stick of butter, blend it for about 4 minutes on frappe. Not that little chunky stuff. I want it frappe. And then I can drink a pound and a half of chicken in about 2 minutes.
That sounds disgusting.
No, it's awesome. It's like chicken soup almost.
Oh, okay. All right.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, no, I love that. All right, well, I think we are going to go to the mitt.
We're going to the mitt. He gets 3 questions because we didn't ask anybody else the questions.
Do it.
This is a good
And
one,
then I get a
Alia?
question also. Yeah, that one right there. Better
which
be
one?
good.
This one? This one.
Yeah, that one. And
At
I
least
better
it's
get a
not that
question
long.
too. Just ties to the green bean.
Yeah, right. If you could time travel to any era in history, when and where would you go?
Oh, sweet mother of pearl.
Atlantis.
No.
That's me. That's my answer.
I would probably go back to about 25 AD,
Okay.
and I would go to Israel.
Go meet
Nice.
teenage Jesus.
No, but preemptive Jesus, yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Maybe John the
Very
Baptist.
cool. There you go.
Sounds like a great time there, Scott. So,
Well, I don't know. It's definitely an odiferous time.
yeah, I go back to 1999 so I can party like it's 1999.
Yeah, I did that. That's so cliche.
I was 16 then.
Yeah.
Not in 25 AD in 1999.
I was almost retiring from the military then. Thanks.
Does everybody remember we were all
Thank
supposed to
you.
die like the year after that?
Y2K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was
Glad
They
actually
were
we
supposed to
survived
die
that.
every 15 years. I think they were supposed to
And-
die
and-
every 15 years.
and being a weatherman, we use a lot of computers, so there was a lot of consternation that the weather would stop. Oh my!
Yeah. Right. All right, Scott. You
Yeah.
get question number 2.
Do it.
Alia. This a good one?
Yeah, that one right there. Right
All
there.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Stuck. Here we go.
Looks like a
What do we got?
tapeworm.
It is. It's a very flat
Disgusting.
one. Flat tapeworm. It's
Flat
a new variety.
Stanley.
It's not long enough
Yes.
to be a tapeworm.
This came out of vegetables, I think. If your life were a movie, what would its title be, and who would play you?
Wow, seeing how I have been in movies, that'd be hard. Okay, if my life were a movie, the title would be something akin to Where's Waldo? And Shrek would play my role.
Shrek. Nice. Is Shrek 6'5"?
He'd be whatever he wants. It's my movie.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Awesome. I love it. All right, you get one more.
There you go.
Got to
Oh,
make
you
it a
want
good
one
one. This
That
one's-
one right there.
This is a big tapeworm here. I love it.
Big tapeworm.
Yeah.
Big
This
question.
one came out of an eggplant. All right.
What
Got a little
was-
soccer going on there. Okay.
If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be, and what would you ask them?
Notwithstanding the answer to the first question, it'd be with Peter. And I'd ask him, how did his foot taste? Because it was constantly in his mouth.
There you go.
There you
Yes,
go.
for sure.
All
Now-
right.
Mr. Denial.
We need to ask Russ a question. Pull a question for Russ. Can you hand
Uh-oh.
the glove to
No.
Scott so Scott
Russ,
can get the question?
somebody says
out
get
of-
one for Russ. All right. Hang
Did,
on.
did I answer too quickly?
I got some
What?
questions for Russ. Here we go. Russ, I think this one came out of a Taco Bell burrito.
I bet, you know, You guys have a lot of jokes. If you could just make them funny, you'd have something going. You'd have something going.
What's the
Now he's
most outrageous?
putting conditions on it.
Yes, right,
Yeah, they have to be funny.
right. What's the most outrageous item on your bucket list?
Ooh.
I don't even know. I don't even have a bucket list.
Yeah, you got to have a chicken wing somewhere in your life.
Right.
I don't have that's probably racist. I'm not sure. Judges.
Okay, popcorn. Popcorn.
Yeah, I these questions are not going to be good for me because I'm my mind just doesn't work like that. That I don't really have a bucket list.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Oh Lord,
Hit him with it.
here we go.
If you could play one comedy club and have a guest of honor of your choice, where would you play and who would it be?
Yeah, I'd probably play Caroline's with Cedric the Entertainer.
There you go. I like that. Sweet.
Yeah. And said we tear
Nice.
that place up.
Nice.
But yeah, that's about it. See, that's more practical. Something for my life. Do you guys think?
We need to ask Russ questions he likes, apparently.
Well, it's
Yeah.
just
Okay. I want to hear a Carnivore Scott question.
I don't really. It's not that. It's just that I don't. I'm just a weirdo. I don't even think like bucket lists and things like that.
We know
I don't
that.
think that's that far ahead, and I'm not that deep a thinker. I'm a very shallow thinker.
No. You
So-
deep.
Yeah. That was
Kiddie
deep
pool
as
deep.
kiddie pool. Exactly. Exactly right.
All right. I want to hear a Carnivore Scott question for Adam.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Adam, what piece of photography equipment do you wish you had bought 10 years ago?
Ooh, 10 years ago. Well, definitely not a film camera. So 10 years ago, that'd be 2013. Trying to think of what technology was around then. Well, actually, I didn't buy my 400 millimeter 2.8 until maybe 7 years ago. So probably that.
Still working to pay it off too, aren't you?
Yeah, right. That was a game changer once I bought that sucker. So yeah, I wish I would have bought that sooner.
Are you a
for sure.
wildlife photographer or are you a sports photographer? Sports?
Yep, sports.
Sweet. So you shooting indoors, outdoors?
Yep. Yeah, all
Which
the
one?
above. Both.
Oh, all the above? All right.
Yep.
Well, you're a light hog, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah. I have a question.
NFL, NHL, NASCAR, you name it. All of it.
Cool.
Yeah, my question is there a faster way to bring a show to a grinding halt than photography questions?
Apparently bucket list questions.
Yeah. There you go.
At least I answered it.
Well, you guys have I did answer. I don't have a bucket list. So I can't answer a bucket list question.
There you go.
But in
All right.
event,
What's Alia's question?
Who's asking me a question now, Russ?
I got a question for Alia. Who the hell wants to know what Alia thinks? No, I'm just kidding.
Adam, apparently.
Alia.
Yeah, I asked your question earlier. Why did you eat just one green bean? That was my question.
Because I eat these things, and I'm like, oh, then I have to have like a whole explanation on Tuesday night. So I might as well just eat one.
There you go.
Hey, Alia.
All right, Scott.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What is one thing from your neighborhood market that you used to have when you were a kid that you wish you could get where you are now?
Oh, wow. I don't know. The first thing I thought it was Doritos. But Doritos
They had those
taste
back
better.
then?
Oh, when I was a kid?
They had those when you were a kid.
Yeah, it's what made me fat. 25 cents.
Kind of French
25
fry.
cents. You guys remember the 25-cent bag of Doritos? I can get Doritos here though. But that was the first thing that came to mind. I don't know. I wish that I could go to the store and buy my dad his cigarettes. That's what I did as a kid. I would go to the corner store with a note from my dad in the 90s and go buy his Marlboros. That's
Oh, geez.
I thought it would be like getting a can of Spam.
Right?
I still haven't tried Spam.
At $20 a can, don't.
Can of green beans. That's a year
is
supply for Alia.
Is this it? And is this my question? This was in Chicago in the 90s. I think, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years old.
I don't know.
In the 90s. There you go. That's what I wish I could do again and go buy at the corner.
Cool.
There you
Well,
go.
there you go. Well, our friend Scott does at least most of the time the Keto Cookout after party.
Mhm.
Did you have one last week?
Oh, yeah, I do. But what I do, I try not to step on too many other people's lives. So sometimes I start a little later, you know. And I think one night last week I didn't do it because I just didn't feel up to it. I had a full day and I was tired. I said, if I can't bring any energy, don't bring it.
Right.
It's a very impromptu, ad hoc thing anyway.
Well,
You have a great vocabulary. You keep making me Google things.
the kid, yeah, there's no joke there.
Well, you know, go ahead.
I was going to say the Keto Cookout after party is pretty much going to have to be a Tuesday thing, I would say. I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
This is after the Keto Cookout.
Yeah. See, Ali, she's
I'm
right there with.
a little smart.
Yeah. So, yeah, we shouted it out last week, but we must have missed it.
Alia.
We went to
Yeah.
bed.
There you go.
What?
There you
Oh,
go.
thank you. Oh, I was Googling it.
Yeah. See, I just wanted to help you out there.
I love looking up words. It makes me
There's the
smarter.
definition.
There you go. Well, tell the folks where they can find you there, Scott, and what they can expect when they come to your channel.
Well, if you look at just the @ Carnivore Scott, no space underneath, just Carnivore Scott, you'll find my channel. I don't do a lot of other social media anymore. Back when I was in politics, I did all that, but I'm not really doing a lot of that anymore. And if you come to the channel, you'll find a cornucopia of different things there. You'll find me, like I have written down tonight, to maybe talk about quantum entanglement and superposition, or we can talk about social issues surrounding what we're doing here in a carnivore way, and particularly non-scale victories, because when you get tied up to a scale and to a number, you miss a lot of the things that are happening in your life that other people need to hear about, like improvement in your outlook, your mental acuity, the improvement in the areas where how your clothes maybe fit you, or how you're getting along with people. There's so many things in the carnivore way. I like to make the comment, it's like playing a country western song backwards. You get your car or your truck, you get your dog, your house, you get all that back.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, what he said was it's a virtual root canal, people. That's basically what you could get when you go see.
Yeah.
I'm
You
kidding.
got one back. You got one back.
Listen. You know, I am a friend of the show, and I come on there and try to save him, but he drowns by himself or with me. So that's all I got. Listen, Scott knows how I feel about him. He's a great guy. I'm a big fan. I'm a subscriber, and we do our thing. And he is an all-around good guy. And
Hey, well, I thank you guys for having me on, and Alia for having me on. It's an honor to be here, and I hope I didn't put everybody to sleep. And I just want to remember to say to everybody, we be grilling.
Yeah, baby. Love it.
Yes.
Okay, we need it. Being AI, how Yoda would say that. I just thought of that. Can you pull that up really fast? X being AI, how Yoda would say we be grilling, baby.
Grilling we be.
Oh, we be grilling, we be. No, that's a little Irish fella.
Yeah, I'm gonna have all of you arrested for assault and battery of our slogan. Okay, that's
We be grilling.
we grilling, baby. I don't know what kind of short bus crowd we got.
I wrote it down, and Aaliyah told me in her email, it's we be grilling.
Yes.
Oh,
Hey,
the
now take a look
source.
at it.
Wait. Is
Now,
that
you take
because
a
I
look
sent
at
him the rules that Adam wrote?
Yes. Yes. I'm a
You take-
rules guy. I'm a military man.
Hey, now you take
Nice.
one look at her, and you tell me why you would listen to anything she would have to say.
Because
let's-
she's a mama. She's a mama and she's a woman.
These are
3
both
pounds
good
of ground
reasons.
beef. She eats 3 pounds of ground beef. Okay, you cannot trust a woman that eats 3 pounds of
Ew,
ground
I
beef.
hate
And
ground
one
beef.
All
green
right,
bean.
all right. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. Take 3. Remember, I'm an actor. I know how to do
And
this.
thank you, Becky.
I'm a professional, right? We grilling, baby.
That's right. Thank you, Becky.
Yeah.
Becky
I
knows.
love it.
Listen, Becky's still living in her car, and we're working on that. You know, the funds are kind of slow from the GoFundMe there, but yes, she's malnourished, living in her car, and she still can get it right.
Grilling, baby, we are.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can you say it as Captain Jack Sparrow? That's my last
Oh,
request. Try it as
No.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
No. But I don't know. We'll be grilling, baby.
Okay, well, we got every bit of milk out of this goat that we can get.
The greatest of all time. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The goat.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. Well, go check out my man Carnivore Scott
Yes.
in the midnight late shows, and you will have the time of your life.
Now you know why it's the graveyard.
Yes. All right, brother. Well, we appreciate you coming by.
Appreciate you being
Thank
here,
you.
Scott, for sure.
Best luck with everything, and we will see you around, I'm sure, soon. Are you having a show? You having an after show tonight?
Yes, I am.
There you go. There you go.
There you
folks.
go.
The
Everybody
Keto
hop on
Cookout
over.
After Party will begin
In 5 minutes.
Yes, in 5 minutes or less. All right. Appreciate you,
I
brother.
put my hair up too. No, wait a minute.
Yeah, do it.
There you go.
I'll send you some.
No, thank you. I didn't take care of what I had to begin with. You don't want to give me any.
Okay.
All
Later.
right,
Bye-bye.
brother. We'll see you next time, man.
Take care,
All right.
Scott.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
Scott.
Our man Carnivore Scott, ladies and gentlemen. Our man Carnivore Scott.
What do you got to plug, Russ?
Not too much. We'll have a couple of videos coming out. I did get some toys. I got some new kitchen equipment. I'll be talking about
Nice.
that in some upcoming videos. I got
Okay.
a few new appliances that I will be misusing and underutilizing.
Nice. Hopefully it's something
Bye.
that you can use on the stream to cook with, cook
Yes.
a ribeye or something. So Sana doesn't
Yes.
have to worry anymore.
Yes, with my lack of that's anyway. So yes, I will be misusing all kinds of appliances upcoming, and then keto conversations, of course, and then I'll be in Louisville in a couple weeks with Keto Palooza.
Nice.
So-
Nice.
That's what I've got coming up here over the next couple of weeks.
Nice. When is Keto Palooza? What's the date?
I think it's October the 6th through the 8th or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it is
Okay.
coming up here in the next 10 or 12 days.
Okay, cool.
I'll try to get some good footage from folks. Dr. Barry will be there. Dr. Hampton, Two Crazy Ketos. I can't think who else right now, but we'll try to we'll get some footage with them and
Yeah,
have
for
a
sure.
good
We're gonna have to get some Keto Cookout shirts in your hands somehow.
Oh yeah.
Give them out to the doctors.
Yeah. We'll definitely do that. We got the merch, of course, too. So I did a quick short with my cousin.
I seen that. That was awesome.
Yeah, so we'll have a little bit of that if you guys want any of the Keto Cookout merch. We'll let Adam tell you all about that. He's king of the all that stuff. And I will post-
KetoCookoutLive.com. KetoCookoutLive.com. And if you want to be on the show, go KetoCookoutLive.com and click I think it's apply for a show button or something like that.
KetoCookoutLive.com. It's in the
Yep.
chat.
Awesome. Thank you, Alia. So
Yeah, I
yep,
just
go
typed it out,
there.
so.
You can get your shirts, moving, grooving, steadily improving. We got We Grilling Baby. We got Keto Cookout. We got anything and everything you'd ever want. If you have any suggestions, let me know. We'll get those
We got low carb
designs
lady
made.
and keto I think we got low carb lady.
Keto
and
Cutie. Yep.
Cutie
Got
shirt.
those for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Plug carnivoretoday.com. That website is up and running. Trying to improve that little by little. Google AdSense says that they won't put anything on my website in terms of ads until it's out of low content value stats. So
What?
they must not like the carnivore diet or something, because they won't approve ads for my site. So I don't know what's going on with that, but so yeah, check carnivoretoday.com out. What else? What else I got to plug? Oh, carnivoredietmovie.com. If you want to check out the progress with that, sign up for the email newsletter that this young lady is running. And if you wish to donate to the Carnivore Diet movie, go ahead, just check out that website, and we'd love to hear your input. Comment in the comments below as well. What has helped you with the ketogenic diet or the carnivore diet, ketovore diet? We love hearing from you guys. So like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz.
Love it.
What you got, Alia?
Let's see. I will be live with JT on Thursday night, and maybe Adam. Not sure. Definitely JT. Maybe Russ will be there. Maybe Carrie will be there. Don't know.
Not if Adam will be there. I won't.
And Adam, everyone. Adam is going to be a little bit older on Friday, so happy birthday, Adam. I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah, 61.
I don't even know how old I'm. I don't even know
61,
how old.
61.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, amazing.
Power of carnivore. That's right.
All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Please tell us we're done.
We're done.
We are done.
Be done, baby.
We're done. Yeah. We be done, baby.
Yes.
We done, baby. There's no B in there.
Yeah. All right, folks. We will see
Thanks
you.
for coming. We appreciate you.
Thanks to our guests. Thanks to Sanaa at
Absolutely.
Mrs. Perfectly and Perfect Keto. Thanks to Julia at Julia
Venetian Cat.
Yes, that.
Yep.
And of course, our man Carnivore Scott. We appreciate you guys. Check them out, like, subscribe. We'll have them in the comments and all that. And we will see you next Tuesday night. We grilling, baby.
We grilling, baby.
Baby.